Sometimes not responding is a response.
Well, you talked about how you found out that they're trying to set up Drake in LA at one point. What exactly was that about?
That was about like him and Diddy were beefing, right? They had a little beef over something in Miami outside of Live.
I think Diddy allegedly to them or something. I think it was over the Start from the Bottom beat, where I guess it's supposed to go to Diddy and Drake took it and something silly like that.
Yeah, I mean, when I think about Started from the Bottom, I don't know what Diddy would have did with that beat.
Like, what made you put hands on Drake?
I did not put hands on Drake.
Oh.
And I do not want any problems with Drake. Drake is, right now, that's all I got. That's all I have to say. He's putting in his work. I didn't do nothing to Drake. Drake is my friend.
That was a total rumor.
They're one and the same. Tell me something. When you have a peanut butter jelly sandwich, if it's just peanut butter, it's just peanut butter. If it's just jelly, it's jelly. When you put it together, it becomes a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, and the taste is undeniable.
You saying Diddy and Jay Z is peanut butter jelly?
Peanut butter and jelly.
That mentor-protege dynamic never really disappeared. Jay always held the role of the general, steady, calculating, while Drake moved like the sharp young shooter, learning the game at a pace few could match. Word in the industry is Jay's influence went deeper than inspiration. He wasn't just an icon Drake looked up to. He was the one quietly coaching him, breaking down how to navigate the industry's traps, which doors to avoid, and how to spot the snakes before they struck. In hindsight, those warnings weren't just casual advice. Fans now believe Jay laced them directly into his verses, a living blueprint for survival. One fan framed it perfectly. Remember when Drake first popped with Jay Z on Light Up? That wasn't just a feature, it was a handbook. On that track, Jay wasn't rapping to fill space. He was spelling out how the game would test Drake. His lines carried the weight of caution. Beware the favors dressed as opportunities. Beware the alliances that seem harmless but hide sharp teeth. Even the Barzini meeting reference? That wasn't random. It was coded mentor talk, straight out of the Godfather playbook, warning him about setups and power plays that can end careers. With hindsight, many fans are connecting the dots, saying Jay might have been signaling dangers tied to heavyweights like Diddy. And when you track what happened next, it almost feels prophetic. Flashback to 2014, when tensions between Drake and Diddy exploded into one of the ugliest rap beefs of the decade. The Spark. A single beat, 0 to 100, produced by Boy Wonder and Frank Dukes. Diddy had claimed first dibs for his own project, but Drake didn't wait. He snatched it, dropped it, and the record went nuclear. Diddy, furious, wasn't about to let that slide. By December 8th, the fallout boiled over at DJ Khaled's birthday bash at Miami's club LIV. The room was glittering with stars, champagne flowing, cameras flashing, but beneath the gloss, real tension simmered.
Diddy wasn't there for the party.
He pulled up with purpose, pressing Drake face to face about the beat. Witnesses say Drake shot back with slick words, and in that instant, things turned. That's when Diddy allegedly laid hands on him, slapping Drake and warning, "You'll never disrespect me again."
I remember when I was about like 17 years old, I was in a parking lot. I was watching Jay Z do a show for an event at the time that was called Rock the Caravana. It was like the first time Jay Z had ever really like come to the city and shown us love. And I was with one of my friends from school and I was in a parking lot. For me, that was really a moment that unlocked something in my mind. It made me realize that all this is possible, you know? So I want to thank...
But insiders swore this wasn't just a squabble over a beat.
The tension could far deeper, into pride, power, and the ruthless politics of hip-hop S.A. per echelon.
To many, it looked less like a music dispute and more like a clash over territory, influence, and respect. Whispers circled through the industry that this was about hierarchy, who truly sat at the head of the table when it came to shaping the culture. And when the noise grew too loud to ignore, 50 Cent jumped in. Never one to let a storm pass quietly, He amplified the chaos, throwing sharp commentary into the mix and reminding everyone this wasn't just a disagreement about 0 to 100. It was a contest for dominance, a public flex of who really held the crown.
There's no footage of this. Based on people that I've spoken to close to the situation, Diddy really did punch Drake in the face.
Oh, I got that call 4 o'clock in the morning.
Right.
I was laying in my bed and my phone kept ringing. I'm like, why my phone keep ringing at 4 o'clock in the morning? So I go to look at my phone and it's my dude, And he ain't no just random guy in the club. This is somebody that everybody knows.
Right.
He's like, boy, you wouldn't just believe what happened. I'm like, what? Diddy just slapped Drake.
Puffy for so long and having dealings with him. What was the first thing you thought when you heard the story about him allegedly punching Drake?
He said, "F it." Drake, I actually thought Drake must have said something wrong to him or something, or did something, or tried to play him, or something must have happened. I actually really didn't,
But this is where the story took a darker turn. That slap wasn't the end of it, at least, not according to the whispers floating around Los Angeles. Word on the street was that Diddy had put money on the table, a quiet bounty for anyone bold enough to catch Drake off guard.
The rumor spread like wildfire.
Studios, nightclubs, and backroom lounges buzzed with hushed conversations, phones lit up with whispers, and suddenly the city's energy shifted. For Drake, moving through LA no longer felt routine. It felt like stepping onto a stage where unseen eyes tracked every move. Something heavy was hanging in the air, and the way people carried themselves made it clear, whether the threat was real or not, everyone believed something dangerous was brewing in the shadows.
Puff can't hear a hit? That's kind of crazy.
He still hear things from back then, that time.
Oh, got you now.
Right,
Okay, I got you.
You can't buy it right. You play it for him right now, and it's hot. You can't buy it. This is why he's fighting Drake. When you hit Drake, because he used the beat that he didn't actually use.
0 to 100.
Right, you see what I'm saying? So if he heard it, and then he heard Drake use it, but it wasn't a hit yet until Drake put the lines on it. And he's upset about that because he can't hear it, but he felt like it was.
But the whispers say Drake wasn't blindsided. He saw the storm brewing. Jay had drilled it into him early. Stay sharp, stay cautious, because this industry can turn cutthroat overnight. So when the heat in LA got too real, Drake made a strategic move. He linked with the game. The Compton enforcer wasn't just a rapper. He was a figure with real muscle in the city. Diddy had industry power, no doubt. But on the ground? In the places where reputations are currency and loyalty can mean survival, Game's reach stretched further. And when things turn physical, reach always beats clout. Allegedly, Game even admitted later that people had tried lining Drake up, pushing him to greenlight something violent, telling him to wet the kid up. But instead of letting the streets swallow Drake, Game flipped the narrative. He showed up in person, put himself on the line, and made it clear that Drake was under protection. In that moment, what could have spiraled into bloodshed became something else entirely. A power shift sealed not by contracts or cosigns, but by presence.
Sometimes not responding is a response.
Well, you talked about how you found out that they're trying to set up Drake in LA at one point. What exactly was that about?
That was about like him and Diddy were beefing, right? They had a little beef over something in Miami outside of Live.
I think Diddy allegedly to him or something. I think it was over the start from the bottom beat, where I guess it's supposed to go to Diddy and Drake took it and something silly like that.
Yeah, I mean, when I think about started from the bottom, I don't know what Diddy would have did with that.
But let's be real. Nothing in the streets comes free.
Protection isn't charity. It's currency. Every favor carries a price tag, whether spoken or not. And Drake understood that. His repayment wasn't through cash, but through the only kind of currency he could move with weight: music. So he gave Game more than just a feature. He handed him 100, a full record. And to seal it, they shot the video right in Compton, Game's own turf. Planting Drake in the heart of that neighborhood wasn't just about authenticity. It was a declaration. The track was the down payment, and the video itself was the contract. A loud message to anyone plotting: I'm not moving alone. I've got muscle. But even with all that reinforcement, things went sideways. During the shoot, Drake suddenly froze up. Wack 100, who was there on the ground, later revealed what happened. A group of unfamiliar faces slid into the scene, bringing an energy Drake didn't recognize. To him, it felt off. Too quiet, too calculated. His mind raced straight back to the rumors of a bounty, and panic hit. He thought the setup was finally here. Drake bolted. Pure fear. According to Wack, the team had to chase him down, calm him, and explain, "Relax, bro. Those aren't enemies. They're with us. They're here to protect you."
Who it is, like there's certain people that are gonna get called, and I'm one of those people. So, I had privy, Drake to a little information. Like I'm saying, I don't know where it came from, but I always, it's like my brother. So I hit him. I told him like, yo, this is what it is, but I got you. We over here, and I'm pretty heavy. So, we straight.
By May 2015, it seemed like the storm had finally settled. Word around the block was that the beef had been patched up, with French Montana even bragging he played mediator in the truce. Not long after, Diddy showed face on The Breakfast Club, brushing off the rumors and insisting that Drake was family. But not everyone was convinced. To fans and folks in the streets, the whole thing felt too polished, too neatly wrapped. It played less like genuine reconciliation and more like a PR cleanup job, damage control for two brands too big to stay at war in public. The smiles were there, sure, but the energy told another story. Behind the friendly words, the air was still heavy with unspoken tension.
What made you put hands on Drake?
I did not put hands on Drake.
Oh.
And I do not want any problems with Drake. Drake is, right now, that's all I got. That's all I have to say. He's putting in his work. I didn't do nothing to Drake. Drake is my friend.
Behind closed doors, the vibe never softened. On the surface, things looked industry cool, but underneath it all, the energy stayed ice cold. And insiders swore, this was never just about a beat. Cassie's later claims only poured gasoline on the whispers, painting Diddy as obsessive, controlling, and manipulative. Allegations that would eventually show up in legal filings shaking the culture to its core. Add to that the rumors stretching back to 2013, when word spread that Drake wanted to bring Cassie to OVO. Maybe it was just chatter, but in Diddy's world, perception is power, and even talk like that could light a fuse. Receipts started resurfacing too, like Lil Duval's old tweet. "I heard Diddy swung on Drake in Miami for saying hello to Cassie." People laughed it off back then, but in hindsight, it doesn't sound so far-fetched. And while the gossip swirled, Drake responded the only way he knew best, through the bars. On 4 p.m. in Calabasas, he threw slick darts. "All you self-promoters are janky."
E vende OGS Trina Presme.
Subtle jabs with oversized targets. Then came the mocking of Diddy's trademark ad-lib. "Take that, take that." A wink the whole block caught instantly. Most shrugged it off in real time, but looking back, the patterns feel obvious. The tension, the subliminals, the shadow moves, they were always there, coded in the music. Now the whispers are louder than ever. Some fans argue Jay himself wasn't just warning Drake. He might have been entangled in the same twisted games. His name keeps popping up in lawsuits, in strange party rumors, even with Jaguar Wright fueling the fire, saying bluntly, Jay and Diddy are the same sandwich, just different slices.
Brought you on to speak on Diddy, and it seemed as if your focus turned to Jay Z, his wife.
That's always been my focus.
Yes. What?
They're one and the same. Tell me something. When you have a peanut butter jelly sandwich, if it's just peanut butter, it's just peanut butter. If it's just jelly, it's jelly. When you put it together, it becomes a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, and the taste is undeniable.
You saying Diddy and Jay Z is peanut butter jelly?
Peanut butter and jelly.
Drake just sent shockwaves through the culture by unveiling something no one expected. Jay Z's private warning about Diddy.
The revelation flips the way people hear Hazel verses.
Lines that once felt like casual flexes suddenly read like carefully coded messages. hints he may have been weaving into his music for years.
It's like watching a mystery snap into focus, the clues hiding in plain sight all along.
But to understand why this moment lands so heavy, you've got to rewind. Back in 2010, Jay Z didn't just hop on a rookie's debut album for fun. When he appeared on Drake's Thank Me Later with the track Light Up, it wasn't just another feature, it was a coronation. A subtle but unmistakable way of saying, "You're next." Lil Wayne may have introduced Drake to the world through Young Money, but Jay's cosign stamped him with authority at the very top of the rap hierarchy. And Jay didn't disappear after that symbolic moment. He resurfaced at pivotal points in Drake's journey, dropping verses on Pound Cake in 2013, Talk Up in 2018, and Love All in 2021. Each appearance felt like another nod, another reminder that the mentor still had an eye on the protege. Sure, the relationship carried an undercurrent of competition, with both artists slipping subliminals into their bars. But Jay never lost that big brother boss figure presence. Even Drake himself has admitted it, standing on stage in front of thousands and calling Jay one of his greatest inspirations. That respect makes it clear, Jay-Z's influence isn't just etched in Drake's catalog, it's woven into the way he sees himself in the game.